The Coastal Redevelopment and Housing Authority, PRHA, Board of Commissioners meeting is held on the third Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. All members, meetings are, I'm gonna read it in a minute. All meetings are scheduled at PRHA's main office at 3116 South Street, Portsmouth, Virginia, 23707, unless otherwise noted. Members of the public are welcome to attend. Ms. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Vice Chair Cost. Here. Commissioner Morgan. Here. Sorry. Commissioner Whalen. Here. Commissioner Wicks. Chair Williams.
Ready?
Commissioner Rhodes. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr.
Mhm.
The minutes of the June 18th, 2026 meeting were distributed to you earlier. Are there any corrections or additions to the meeting? And that means none, the minutes are approved and distributed. Under chair remarks, I'm sure you are well aware that Commissioner Prince has passed away. It is with great regret that we can have to say that he's no longer with us. If we might, I'd like to take a moment of silence on what we have. Thank you. We are not aware of any arrangements for Mr. Prince at this time, but at some point, if we have the opportunity and get that information, we'll make sure that we distribute it to you. No matter. See, city council liaisons are not here today. Okay, moving right along. Ms. Winston?
You know, this room feels a lot different today without, Commissioner Prince. And, you know, he has poured into us and gave his time and his talents to our agency and has been doing so for a while. And, he will be greatly, greatly missed. And, you know, the families are listening, you know, we give our deepest condolences to them. And, you know, we will continue to do the great work here at this agency that he would want us to do, and we will always keep him in memory.
Yeah, yeah.
I do want to introduce our new compliance and quality control manager, Jessica Boyce.
Ms. Wilson, well,
You know, as of some of the audits, you know, we discussed bringing a new compliance, you know, manager to assist in making sure the documents are in place, the client files are in order. So we are glad to have her. She has a lot of experience. And do you want to say anything, Ms. Boyce?
I've been in this industry for 11 years on the landlord side. I have done extensive trainings in everything from Section 8 to slide tech, and I'm excited to get the files set up properly.
so welcome, we're glad to have you.
Not more excited than I am. Glad to have her. Just a couple of things. We went before council, planning commission, I'm sorry, on July 7th for Twin Pines. That is the one, you all know, our conditional use expired, and so we had to go back before them. It passed on July 7th, and then we're scheduled to go to city council on August the 25th. Yes,
Is that the regular meeting?
yes. Also, on August the 4th, we'll be celebrating our youth and their accomplishments, and you'll see in your binder that you all have the invitation. We're gonna have a scholarship brunch. We're gonna be awarding 6 scholarships to our youth who are going on to further their education or go through a skills training program. And I hope you can join us in celebrating with our young folks. And it will be August the 4th at 11 o'clock at the Elizabeth Manor Country Club. We have historically done write-offs at our July meeting, but with the transition of Ms. Jenkins, that is slightly delayed, so we will bring the write-offs to you all next month. Mr. Williamson is working on that now. We'll bring the write-offs to our August meeting. And I guess next what we can do is I can introduce Ms. Roberts, Susan Roberts. She is with
Thank you.
She is with the Charette Agency. I shared with you all, we can pull another. She, I shared with you at the, last meeting that we were awarded grant funds from Virginia Housing to help us plan for the development of Swanson Homes community. They also work with the city of Portsmouth, with their waterfront, development. And so they're going to share with us today how they can assist us in this project and helping us, put back something really nice for the community. We're going to talk about the participation. We'll have several meetings with you all after with the community, as a part of that. But I'll let you share what you do and how can you help the authority.
Absolutely. So good evening, good afternoon. I'm excited to be here. I made it to the tunnel. That was even when you leave like 40 minutes early, it's Absolutely. So it's good to see so many familiar faces in here. And thank you so much for having us. We won't keep you long. I'm Susan Roberts with Charette Agency, and this is my partner, Amanda Carter. It's been a pleasure working with the leadership team here as we talked about what's going to happen with the Swanson site. So we're just going to take you through a short presentation so you understand Charette's approach to community engagement here in the city of Portsmouth, which we're just wrapping up a project right now, and then we'll be open with questions. So let me click while you.
Yeah, you're good. Let me official slide advancing. You may have the arrow over here. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so telling no one in here what you do not already know, right? Such a blank canvas. We had the opportunity to walk the site. Not that we were not familiar with it, but we want to make sure we were up to date with everything that's happening on the ground in the now. So we had the opportunity to walk the site a little bit earlier on this week, and the buildings are almost gone. Demolition is ongoing, and the decisions, the what's happening next hasn't been decided. So it's a blank canvas in its truest sense, and it's incredibly rare. So, we're just really, really excited to be talking to y'all about this opportunity today. You can hit the next slide. Real quick, just to touch on us, and we know we have limited time today, so we don't want to talk too much about the agency, but we think it's fun to let you know that this is literally our first name. Charette, anyone in here familiar with the Charette as a planning process? Okay. All right, well, then you'll know it's one of the world's oldest methods of organizing thinking and solving problems, and we bring that method to community engagement at a higher level and all the way down. So just a fun thing to make sure we put in there. You can advance. But really, why Phil titles? We are bread and butter, strategic communications, community engagement, and we take the next step after community engagement to translate what we've heard into action for you, so that it is something that we can actually hand and stand next to you as you hand to developers to really help to put into practice the things that we've heard from the community. So we don't just facilitate meetings, right? We help communities make decisions together. So that's really what we do, and we've been pretty good at it. I'll let Susan talk about some of our past work.
Absolutely. So some of our current experience that mirrors the project that we are talking to you about today. We are wrapping up the City of Portsmouth Waterfront Development Project. That was a fun project for us. And as you know, they are looking to develop the waterfront, but they did not want to make a decision without engaging the community. And so through a series of deliverables that we did for the Department of Economic Development, one-on-one interviews, an online survey, targeted marketing, and I think 3 community engagement sessions, we were able to get to a pretty comprehensive community report that helped inform the decision of what the RFP should say for the developer. And they're taking that information. If you go onto the project website, you'll see it up there. They're taking that information and using it throughout. So developers will know what Portsmouth wants to see in Portsmouth. We did the same thing, a little bit different for the city of Charlottesville. As you all know, Charlottesville has been in the news a lot since 2017. I mean, I think at the last presidential debate, they mentioned Charlottesville like 8 times in the national stage for what happened there. And so they were looking to redefine their community as far as tourism goes. And so they called in Charette to help canvas the community through a series of workshops, online engagement, targeted marketing to see how the city of Charlottesville sees themselves and then how they can promote that to the world. And so that was WeCUCville. City of Virginia Beach, we work with their Public Health Foundation. Right after COVID ended, there was a lot of money flying around for people to understand how to engage communities, marginalized communities that didn't have access to healthcare. And we were able to pretty much get some distinct communities at the table, undocumented people, the LGBTQ community, people living in subsidized housing in the city of Virginia Beach, just so we could understand what was the barrier to getting proper health care and then how the city of Virginia Beach could help. And then we did the same for sea level rise. As you know, that's an ongoing topic in our area, and just working with the city of Virginia Beach to help communities come together to understand what they can do as we approach the sea level rise phenomenon here in our area. So this is something that we're not unfamiliar with, talking to communities. We'll go into the hedges and highways. That's a church term for me, but we'll go all those places to make sure that people understand where the city is trying to go and to let them know that they have a voice in the process.
Absolutely. So yeah, more about why this moment matters, right? We're no longer here asking on the site what stood here. We're now looking towards what will be here next and really sort of dreaming about that and envisioning it. And that's what we view our process, our role in this process to be, really helping the community to see what the possibilities are and unearthing those. And so we're going to really do that through what we'll call these 4 phases. We are going to inform the community. We want to create clarity, transparent communications, and we'll also create a dedicated project hub, so a microsite that folks can come to at any time during the process and get information about what's going on the site and what we're doing, what our role is, and how they can importantly participate. Then, of course, we're going to execute a series of workshops, different times. Dotting around the community, different spaces. We can partner with you all to determine what exactly that looks like. But the goal with the listening phase is to maximize accessibility and equity. We want to be able to talk to folks who work overnight shifts, who work during the day, work in the afternoons, work in the mornings. We want to be able to make sure we've got a method with which any resident, stakeholder, business owner, community member can participate at whatever schedule they've got. And then if no one is able to walk in, we will have a parallel online survey that folks can engage with at any time. The information that folks get in the rooms when they actually walk into an engagement session will mirror very much the learning that we will construct for the online platform. So that's the listening phase. And then the discovery phase is really just mining all of that data, comparing what we have online with what we are seeing and hearing in real time in our different in-person sessions, and just, calculating the data, comparing it, connecting the dots, and really turning that into an actionable narrative for the city. And then that's walks us directly into the translate phase, where we'll build basically an actionable framework that lists out community priorities and becomes practical guidance for future development. And so that's what we're thinking in terms of approach. So we were asked to kind of give you all a little bit of an idea of some of the questions that we might kind of throw at and build into the framework of our in-person sessions and then our online engagement. And we think really that this will give you a good snapshot of how we stand apart from so many other community engagement entities. What we really want to do is invite people to dream and to vision. We want to hew out identity. So what should someone understand about Portsmouth the moment that they arrive here? We want to hew out opportunities. What's missing from this part of our city? We want to be community focused and anchored. Who should this place serve? Who isn't being served today? We want to talk about experience and start to get people's vision around what should be there. Not necessarily the things itself, but what is the overall experience that we want folks to have in this area? Imagine bringing your grandchildren here 10 years from now. What do you hope that they're going to be doing, seeing, feeling? And then legacy, right? We have to, when we develop, we have to be thinking forward, and not just forward one generation, but multiple generations. So when people look back 20 years from now, what do you hope that they're going to say that we got right in this process? And so these are some of the questions that we like to our in-person engagement architecture around. It's really about visioning and dreaming and just inviting people into that process. And so if all goes well, and it will, this is what we think success looks like for y'all. The community will trust the process. They were mutual architects of the process, that their voices were heard. We will emerge from this process, clear priorities, and then turning those priorities into a framework that developers can understand exactly what the community is expecting there. And then for y'all, just you're able to make informed and defensible decisions. Anybody asks how this process went, if you are transparent in the process, how many folks you engage, you'll be able to stand full-throated, 10 toes down, if you will, and say exactly what we did, how we did it, and that we went into it constructing a process that maximized transparency, equity, and accessibility. So the measure of success isn't participation for us. It's really confidence in the decisions that we make that can follow. And so this is one more thing we just had to make sure we threw in here, right? So many community engagement efforts, they stop after the meeting ends. But that's kind of where our work begins. We do hear community voices, of course, but as I mentioned a couple of times today, we're going to use those voices to construct a 360-degree community informed development framework is what we call it. That's the action. That's going to help you to shape directly your RFP language and shape developer expectations so that you all can get more qualified proposals from folks who know exactly what you're looking to build, what the community is looking to build, and really the reality of the situation on the ground. And then we can translate that into evaluation criteria and therefore better redevelopment decisions and a more streamlined process. So that's really our role. And we keep going after the meeting is executed. And so just a little bit of, so that we can bring you into the room, and we hope that should we have the opportunity to work with you all, we hope that you will be actually in the room, but we figured it'd be kind of cool to have a little bit of an imagination session in here just for a quick second. Imagine if we're standing at the ribbon cutting. All the development has happened. We have heard the community and we're standing at the ribbon cutting. Maybe we're breaking ground on, or this is ribbon cutting, so beyond breaking ground, but maybe it's housing that we've developed. Maybe it's retail, maybe it's restaurants, offices, maybe it's a park, mixed use. Maybe it's something that we have never even imagined. What can we be able to say makes us proud to say that we helped shape this process? We were a part of this. We can't exactly put our handprints in the wet concrete in front of the space, but I helped make that. So what does that look like for those of us in this room? You don't have to answer here, but this is the kind of dreaming that we take the community through. That's it. We're here for questions.
Questions,
Try to keep it brief.
any questions for our guests?
Engaging.
Absolutely.
I had a question.
Yeah.
Questions that shape the vision from the community.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
vehicle are we gonna use to get those questions? Surveys, meetings, and will it include homeowners?
All the things. We want to work with you guys to really, we want to collaboratively build a engagement framework that includes past community residents, if we have a way to get in contact with them, current community residents, stakeholders, business owners, and we'll work with you to develop exactly what that looks like in terms of engagement. Like, do we want to kind of mash everybody together? Should we break them out? We want to hear your voice in that. But yes, the idea would be business owners, stakeholders, community residents, current and former. And then we would engage those folks via a series of in-person meetings as well as a parallel online survey so that folks who can't walk into a meeting still has an opportunity to participate.
We also equip community leaders with toolkits. And so the people we can't reach, if they're going through their civic leagues, they have the information that they can then share out. That way we'll share it with city council, similar to what we did with the waterfront project. So we're making sure we're hitting every area of the city. Everybody's not technology advanced, right? So some people you have to actually be in front of them, and we'll make sure that happens. At the end of the engagement process for the waterfront project, we ended up going to a few community events, having people to fill out the survey on site. So to make sure that we were capturing people that wouldn't otherwise do it as well.
Yes, yes.
Any additional questions?
I just have a couple of comments. A lot of government agencies, they go out first and get the developer, right? And then let the developer tell them what's best for that site. I want to reverse that. We want to tell the developer what we want to see on that site. And we're going to do that through the community involvement. We're going to invite past residents of Swanson Home, our residents, the Prentice Park community, which is right there in that area. Certainly you all, city council, will have input. And so, I thought it was a great idea for us to bring this now. You know, we have a blank canvas, right? Because the property, and Alicia's gonna get updated in a little bit on that, but it's coming down, it's almost down. And so, you know, we really want to move forward and make sure that we get it right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry, I'm beginning. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Ms. Winston, before we give the update, Councilman Bryant has joined us. Would you have any words of wisdom for?
No, it's wonderful to be with you all and catch up. I'm sorry I missed you met last month, but we will definitely connect. I'm happy to take any questions. I don't have anything necessarily to report
Okay.
right this minute, but let me know if anything pops up for you all.
Well, it's just always a pleasure to have you
Well,
here.
it's a pleasure.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so we have a couple of updates and Alicia will provide for you. What you gonna do?
Swanson, since we've already.
Yeah, we do. And it was,
Ended with Swanson.
but is this the video that I
Is
found?
this
Okay,
the
so-
video?
I saw this video on social media, you know, of someone that had the drones and you were, you know, taking pictures of swans and did a really good job. I didn't know they were out there doing it. And so I reached out to the guy. I didn't hear back from him though, but I was like, so
Oh.
I thought they did, I'm gonna give GFPD credit for this. Instagram.
Wow.
So he did this video and I think he just did a really good job on that. So, he did. I really like that. So, and my daughter brought it to my attention first. She said, Mom, did you see this? I'm not on social media like that. But and I said, well, let me look at it. And I was just impressed with what he did. So, thank you,
Was really
GFPD.
All right, everyone, I don't have an exciting video to show you of the Square Roofing Project, but I do want to update you on what's taking place. All right, so this project is pretty multifaceted. It's more than just replacing the roof. It's replacing the mansard roof shingles, which also involves the removal of the HVAC system and brick masonry work. So you're looking at about 3 different subs that are involved in this project. It started on or around June 24th, and there have been some weather delays due to recent rain. The good news is that the roofing contractor had completed the main roof at building number 1. That was as of July 14th. And July 15th, which is yesterday, my mom's birthday, they started building number 2. And the project is expected to be completed in early November. So in spite of weather delays, some, a few complaints from residents regarding parking, the project is moving along as expected. And here's just a couple of pictures that I've taken. See where they kind of block off because they don't want any damage to anyone's cars. There's a gentleman up there working. He is, I guess he's lassoed, so he doesn't fall over. Yeah, and then there's the brickwork that's being done. So, and that's it. Any questions?
Any questions?
So we're expecting, you know, we have a few more months of work and, our residents are being patient with us. And we're gonna get out there here as soon as possible. But, you know, the church, next door, Newmont Olivet has allowed us to park there as well, during this construction as well. So we'll get out there as soon as we can, so they can get back to normal.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. At this time, we will open the floor for public comment. Members of the public who wish to speak are allowed at 5 minutes per speaker. Please state your name for the record before beginning. Your remarks, comments should be directed to the board as a whole and limited to a matter within the jurisdiction of this body. As a reminder, public comment is an opportunity for the board to listen. Board members will not respond to comments, ask questions, or engage in dialogue during this portion of the meeting. Issues raised may be referred to staff or placed on a future agenda as appropriate. Please maintain a respectful tone. Personal attacks, profane language, or comments that disrupt the orderly conduct of this meeting are not permitted. Speakers are asked to adhere to the time limit so that everyone has an opportunity to be heard. When your time has expired, I will ask you to conclude your remarks. If you have additional information that you would like to submit, written comments may be provided to the clerk for inclusion to the record. At this time, the floor is open for public comment. I'm heard. It appears we have no speakers for the evening. The next item on the agenda is commissioner comments. Ms. Morgan?
I just wanted to make a quick comment mainly to the counselor. I went to this, I guess, the festivities just before the 4th of July downtown on High Street. It was so nice. Everything was so organized. It was real hot. Took my granddaughter. We went from the back to the front and walked it before we found out we could have caught a ride in the little golf cart things. That was awesome. The only thing I would say, I wish there were more places to actually sit down along High Street. But it was organized so nice. It was really nice. I think Portsmouth did a really good job. They combined everything, the 4th of July celebration, the sales, all that was together. It was nice. Very nice.
Commissioner Wheeler?
Just very moved by the honorary things we've done for Sean in his absence. You said something just of anybody watching too. That really moved me, of anybody who's connected to him. So thank you for telling me beforehand of the news, and yeah, nothing more than profound, but it's definitely on the heart. So
Yeah. Commissioner Witt?
I have nothing as well as taking back off. Commissioner here, Sean will truly be missed. He was really an asset to this board and it's really touched me.
Commissioner Cox?
Same here. One of the first persons that really welcomed me was Commissioner Prince. Definitely will be missed. I really didn't expect it because I was on Facebook kind of see what was going on to give me a call. So yeah, we will miss it.
The real challenge is it's so unexpected. That's where you really get frustrated because it's so unexpected. It's not as if you were sick and we expect it was unexpected.
Yeah.
But he did a great job while he was here. He gave his attention and to detail for the parents and young people that we served. And he served them well. If we get any additional information, you'll let us know if there's any service. Then there's no other items on the agenda. Meeting is adjourned.